Hello, everyone. Todd Corsetti. I think most of you know me. I'm going to give a little background on me. So I have a degree in mechanical engineering from the University of Utah. I worked in the semiconductor industry for 30 years. That was enough. Retired in 2018. A little bit of my transition as a libertarian. Interesting, I'm old enough that Ross Perot, let me back up another step. My dad always despised the government. His mantra was never trust the government. So that was kind of instilled in me as a kid. So I was always kind of an independent. They leaned conservative to the right, or Republican. But then more and more disasters and wars and stuff happened. So Ross Perot came on my radar, and I'm like, oh, there are alternatives. That was interesting to watch, and then interesting how the rules changed to basically try to kill the third party for debates, et cetera. And then Ron Paul came along, and I'm like, oh, that's my guy. So that got me to a small L, was supportive of that. And then as this progressed, I couldn't get behind some of the more recent candidates. And then, but then COVID hit. And that was just a bitch slap to say, oh my God, the tyranny and the stuff that you saw go on was just intolerable. So then I became a big L libertarian, started getting involved with most of the group here, including getting elected as precinct committeeman, taking the chair position for the public relations committee for the party. So a lot of the posts you see on Facebook or Instagram are mine. I know Sterling used to do Twitter, and Matt's knocking it dead. Oh, I didn't mention that I am running for U.S. House District 2 Congress. You can get more information. I have a website set up, toddcorsetti.com. I have kind of my overall statement and proclamations. So take a look at that. And then follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's depending on the limitations, Corsetti for Congress or Corsetti for Idaho. So I'm running against probably Mike Simpson. Republicans have 3 candidates. So there's going to be a primary. That'll be interesting to see what happens. I assume Mike Simpson will get it again. And then another goal of me running is we're nervous about who takes the libertarian mantra. Sometimes, let's just be frank, it makes us look like idiots because it's open for everybody. So it's like, okay, so choose my words. What do I care? That went to the Constitution Party, unless you consider me in that group, but I haven't changed my name ever. So fill that role. The other thing is mainly I'm going to focus on social media and just strong messaging. What we saw in Argentina is a good, it's not US, but it shows that bold messaging can work, and tiptoeing around is just a waste of time.
That was not a personal comment on you.
I think that was an agreement. That was an affirmation. So I'll do that. I'll certainly, although I got to control my temper, as I learned last night. Strong messaging. One other thing, endorsement I think is important so that we can lean on, these are the people whom we endorse, so it means something, as opposed to we have an open slot and somebody who's a communist jumps in on the libertarian ticket, which just drives me nuts. So that's it, unless there's questions. Thank you.
I have a question. I guess if we're being frank, the chances of you winning are very slim. Something I've wanted to see candidates do is, how is your campaign going to funnel people towards the LPID? Like if we're going to endorse you, is your campaign have some sort of a plan to help funnel people back to the LPID, to help the LP grow?
Yeah. My focus was the Libertarian Party specifically, to just try to get messaging out there, bold messaging. and then through social media.
I'll rephrase it.
It's just, so what I'm struggling about, what I'm thinking in my head, maybe I need to give it some more thought, is specifically for the LPID, as opposed to just getting the libertarian message out, which was what I thought I could do better, that kind of messaging.
Let me rephrase. I'll make it easier. Is your campaign willing to work with the party to help us recruit members?
That's better. Absolutely.
Okay.
I would appreciate any and all help that I could get, certainly. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's zero chance, but if we can, the other thing, let me back up a little bit. The reason I did this too is, at least in like Bannock County, I was fairly well known. I've met with Jotter, I've met with Little, I've met with all of our congressmen, because I was the site manager of the second largest private employer in Bannock County, the semiconductor factory. The only thing bigger was the hospital. So I felt like I could at least a little bit of recognition. People are going to see my name and somewhat be familiar with it. Like I said, I've met all for years, all the state. They've come tour the factory, state officials, city officials, county officials. I work with them specifically for like tax abatements and stuff like that to help grow that factory. So I have that also going.
Somebody fact check me if I'm wrong. Todd is the only elected libertarian in Idaho, correct?
Yes. Yes, that is
Yeah.
true.
And just stop.
You should have led with
I
that.
think very like.
Yeah, but
Oh, do we?
But if there's a follow-up question, it might get awkward.
Okay, well, congratulations.
I move to endorse Todd Corsetti for the seat, the second congressional district.
I would like to speak in support of that.
Hold on.
Todd Corsetti is the only
Is there a
libertarian
second?
who stood up here and ran for a race who's a winner.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded. Is there any objection?